Hi, I'm going to show you the new Glimmer app's web-based authoring tool that you can use to create your own iPhone apps. And what I'm going to show you today is how to create a children's book. And here you can see right now on the site we have the Project Hey Ice Cream created by Steve Weissman. It's a really cute comic strip. Okay, so the first thing I want to do to help make sense out of the authoring tool is to show you the finished product in the iPhone simulator. Okay, let's see here. This is the URL you go to for the authoring tool, www.glimmerapps.com. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up Xcode and run it. This way you'll get an idea for how to organize your files and what each of the features in the authoring tool mean. Okay, so the first thing you see is the pop-up image, and it should be a picture of your book or your comic or whatever you're working on, whatever you want to show. This is one of the files that you have to create and upload into the site, and I'll show you that later. It's called the cover page. I'm going to click play, start again. This will start from the beginning of the story. The first screen is just a tutorial of how to use the engine. You know what this is. This is jumps to a index. This goes to the home screen. Just every app gets this, so the users know how to use your app. We'll swipe to the next screen, and now you'll see this is the first scene, scene 1, and it's playing what we call a dialogue, just a little audio clip. And once it's done, it'll pop up and show you the controls, or you can just skip it and swipe. We'll let this one finish. So I could, pull up and go to a scene, or I could just let it keep playing. So I'm going to go to the next scene. So this is scene 2, and this is the first dialogue. Okay, so this scene, and now you can see that this has one hot zone. That was the little hot zone highlighter. If I click on it, it'll do something, and it plays the sound clip. Let's go to the next scene. I think it has more dialogues. Here's the first dialogue. We're going to read this text. Here's the second dialogue where the next text popped up, and the audio is playing along with it. Okay, so now you see that this is the third scene, so scene 3, and then it had three dialogues of audio. And I can click here to see the hot zones, things that you can click and do something. In this case, it was an audio clip and an image pop up. Let's just go to the next scene. I can pause it, and I know there's a hot zone right here, so I'm going to click it. You can see what it did there. So that's the app engine. And now when we go to the authoring tool, I think the concept of scenes and dialogues will make more sense. Okay, so here we are. Create an account and log in, and then go to create an app. I am going to create a new project. Start from scratch to show you. I'm going to call it Ordinary Mary. I'm going to say children's book. These are exactly what will be shown on as if you were submitting your own app to the App Store. These are the questions that Apple wants, and these are the keywords you would search for in the App Store. So let's just put this. I'll make this quick, so I don't want the tutorial to focus on this. But this is where you would put the description. People would search and see, okay, what is this about? This is a cute about Mary. Okay. We'll say book, subcategory, family. Let's say kids. Pricing. This is how much you want to charge on the App Store. And now this is the first thing. The icon will be what you see on your home page if someone downloaded your app. And you download this or you upload to our site at 114 by 114, and we'll create the rest of the images that are needed. This is the book I showed you, the front page, the cover page. And it'll say, oh, then you have to fill out these to get the Apple, uh, the rating details um, for the age appropriate content. Okay, so now you see we have the project created, Ordinary Mary, and now we will add content here. And now I've already organized all of my media into a folder so that to make this upload easy. So the first tab here is to upload your content. I'm going to browse, and it popped up on the other screen. Now I do the work in different scene directories, but then I put them all into one folder so that I can, right here, scenes, so that I can just highlight, shift click and upload everything at once. So I'm going to shift click and hit open, and everything should upload. And then what the authoring tool does is it notices by the extension whether it's an image or audio, and it'll put the content in the appropriate section. Okay, so now that's done. So I'll click image. I'm going to position the screen so I don't have to scroll anymore. So here are the images, and here's the audio. And now you can see down here here's the working space, here's the timeline for scenes, and then the dialogue. So I'll just create the first scene. I'll drag it into here. Actually, you highlight the scene you want to work on, which is this first blank one. I'm going to drag it in here. By default, it'll fill the whole screen. And I have one dialogue to go with that of audio, and it was scene 1 dialogue 1. You see how these, I named them scene 1 dialogue 2, scene 2 dialogue 1. So I will just drag this onto here. Well, you should have you should highlight the dialogue, because the dialogue is what plays the audio, and you just drag it on there, and you can see now scene 1 dialogue 1 is associated with this dialogue. Okay, so now let's add a new scene. Over here to the timeline tools, you say add scene to timeline. Let's do that, and let's click on it. And now go back to my images, and this is the scene 2 we wanted. So I'll click that and drag that there. It'll fill the screen. And now for the first dialogue, I'm going to look for scene 2 dialogue 1. Drag that there. And I need to add the image for the dialogue 1 where she's reading the text, and that's here. You can position this wherever you want, and you can resize or hold down the shift key and resize, and it'll force it to be proportional. See that it won't do it'll hold the aspect ratio, which I think is critical. I don't like things stretched out of their normal aspect ratio. Okay, so now in this scene we're going to have multiple, I think in this scene we have, let me just check on my images. Okay, let's check the audio. Scene 2 dialogue 1, scene 2, actually I think only on scene 3 we have multiple dialogues. So I'm going to go add a new scene to the timeline. This will be scene 3. Let's actually add another dialogue here. So click here on the dialogue, say add dialogue to scene, and then now it's blank, and I can put this here. Actually, this is a good example. I don't remember which scene I wanted where. Let me just go to the Finder here and look at my scenes. Okay. Ordinary Mary scenes, and in scene 2 I had scene 2 dialogue 1. I only had one dialogue. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure what kind of the storyboard was for this. Okay, so now I'll delete this, and on the Macintosh for some reason I have to double right click to pull up the scene options. So you highlight it, double right click, and you can delete it. That'll delete the scene. I'm sorry, the dialogue. And then you can do the same thing on the scenes. You can bring to front, send it back. You have options if you right click on the Windows and double right click on the Mac. Okay, so let's do the next scene. Drag in the background for scene 3. Click on the dialogue, and let's put this here, dialogue 1, scene 3, dialogue 1. Add another dialogue. So now we have the second dialogue, and put the text there wherever we want it. Add dialogue to scene. Let's do the third dialogue. I got the second, the third. There we go. And now I forgot to put the audio, so I'm going to click the dialogue I want the audio to go with. So click on the audio. Let's go to scene 3, dialogue 1. Drag that there. See, it's associated. Do the same thing for scene 3, dialogue 2, scene 3, dialogue 3. And now as I click through, you can see they're all associated. And now I'll show you on the next scene, actually, the hot zone idea. So I'm going to add one more scene to timeline, and I want to add this scene here, scene 4, background image. Okay, and where is the dialogue for this? Let's put this here. Oops, I need to highlight the dialogue for it to work, because I'm adding that to the dialogue, not to the actual scene background. Let's get the audio for scene 4. That's the hot zone audio. Hot zone audio, that's the dialogue. So now that's associated. Now I want to do something that's a hot zone. I want to add a hot zone where we can click on something and something happens. Either an audio plays, an image pops up, or both. And what I do here is I click on the scene, and then you say show hot zones. And what that does is it puts you in hot zone edit mode, where you can drag a hot zone anywhere you want and resize it, so that if the user clicks anywhere here, it'll do something. And then that highlight image, the circle, when you at the end of the scene, it'll pop up in the middle of the box here that you define. And so what do we want to have happen? Well, I want this image to pop up. So I'm going to put that on here and align it just right. And I want that to pop up, and I want an audio clip, scene 4 hot zone 1 audio. I'm going to drag that on there as well. And so now when you click, when that hot zone plays, when you click here, that image will pop up, the mailbox will open, and the audio for that will play, which is this here, the mailbox open sound. Okay, so now let's go to, so there we are. And so now that's pretty much it. And then this will create what we did before. And one thing that you can do is and when you're done, you click submit project, and that will kind of render it and let us know that it's ready to go. And one thing you can do here is just click preview. This is not the iPhone simulator, so it's not going to be exact, but it gives you an idea of the flow, just to see if you missed anything in your dialogues and your scenes. And each next will show you the next dialogue a little bit differently than the actual. The actual won't scroll across, it'll play the dialogues one over another. But this gives you an idea of just kind of the flow of your app. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. Send us an email, and if you want another tutorial or different features added, we can do that, and we will be supporting. We support video as well. I can create a video showing you that. Thank you.